All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're opening up the playbook on mental fitness. And I'm not talking about abstract ideas. We're talking practical, actionable tools that you can use to build a stronger, more resilient mind. So are you ready? Let's do this. So let me ask you this. What if you could train your brain just like you train a muscle? It's a simple question, right? But it's the core idea of everything we're about to cover. We all know how to go to the gym for our bodies, but what's the workout for our minds? Well, it turns out mental fitness isn't just some metaphor, it's a skill you can actually build. And, this is not some new age fad. Not at all. The principles we're talking about have been around for centuries. We're talking about a direct line from the ancient Stoic philosophers all the way to the foundations of modern cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. It's a timeless practice, and now it's backed by some serious science. So here's our game plan. First, we'll start with a big idea that your mind can actually be trained. Then we'll get under the hood and look at your mind's operating system. From there, we'll load you up with a toolkit of resilience techniques, see them in action, and finally talk about how you can become your own mental trainer for life. Okay, first things first. The whole premise here is simple, but it is incredibly powerful. Mental fitness is not some abstract thing you're born with or without. It is a set of teachable skills that you can learn, you can practice, and you can master, just like shooting a basketball or lifting a weight. And this idea is so powerful, it's being put into practice at the highest levels. I mean, look at the US Army. They're literally transforming their entire culture to put psychological fitness on the exact same level as physical fitness. They realize that a mentally resilient soldier is just as important as a physically strong one. This is huge. So let's get under the hood a little bit. If you really want to upgrade your mental fitness, you first have to understand your mind's basic operating system, right? Because once you know how it works, you know how to make it work better for you. And this right here is the ABC model. It's a cornerstone of the Army's training. It's so simple. A is the activating events. Let's say you get cut off in traffic. C is the consequence. You feel that flash of anger, your heart rate goes up. But the magic, the real power, is in the middle. B for your beliefs. See, the traffic itself isn't what made you angry. It's your belief about it. That person is a total jerk. This is going to make me late. But what if your belief was different? What if it was, wow, they must be in a huge hurry. Hope they're okay. Same event, totally different belief, totally different consequence. That is the key. And this isn't just some army thing. This comes straight from the psychologist Albert Ellis, one of the founders of modern therapy. This one insight, that our interpretation of events, not the events themselves, drives how we feel and act, is what gives us back control. We can't always control what happens to us, but we can absolutely work on how we think about it. And this all leads to what's called your explanatory style. Basically, your default mental habit for explaining why things happen. Someone with a pessimistic style sees a setback as permanent, like, I'll never get this right, and pervasive, this ruins everything. But an optimistic style sees that same setback as temporary. Okay, this attempt didn't work and specific. I can learn from this for next time. It's the difference between being stuck and seeing a way forward. And just to be clear, this isn't about blind positivity. It's about being realistic. Okay, so we've looked at the operating system. Now let's install some powerful new apps. This is our resilience toolkit, the specific plays and techniques you can use to start building that mental muscle. The very first skill is just learning to spot these common thinking traps. Those mental shortcuts our brains take that don't really help us. Like catastrophizing, where one small mistake at work makes you think you're definitely getting fired. Or mind reading, where you're just sure you know what your friend is thinking about you. Just look at this list. Do any of these sound familiar? Be honest. Just being able to put a name to it is the first crucial step to disarming its power. Next, we go on offense. These are your proactive mental exercises. I love this one. Hunt the good stuff. It's the Army's term for practicing gratitude. At the end of the day, actively scanning for 3 positive things that happened. It's about knowing your own strengths, practicing self-awareness so you can catch yourself in the moment, and just building that overall mental agility. These are your daily mental reps. All right, so let's see what this looks like in practice. Let's see how these big ideas connect to some simple, everyday activities you might already be doing. This is so cool. On the one hand, you have the ancient Stoics, who practiced daily reflection to train their minds to control their reactions. And today, when you play a game of Sudoku or Wordle, you're basically doing the same thing. You're performing mental reps that literally reinforce the connections between your brain cells, boosting your focus and short-term memory. It's the same principle, centuries apart. And hey, the benefits are very real. You're not just killing time, you're sharpening problem-solving skills that you'll use in real life. You're literally building a stronger brain. And you know that little rush you get when you finally solve a tricky one? That's a dopamine hit. It boosts your mood. It's a small win that gives you a genuine sense of accomplishment and control. And all of this circles right back to that core competency from the Army's training, self-awareness. Whether it's through ancient reflection, a modern puzzle, or just catching yourself in a thinking trap, the goal is always the same: getting better at simply noticing your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors as they happen. So this brings us to the final, and maybe the most important part. This isn't about a quick fix. This is about becoming your own mental trainer and seeing this as a continuous, empowering, lifelong practice. And hey, don't just take it from me. Listen to this. This is a quote from a soldier after taking the Army's resilience course. He said, "This course has changed my life. Giving me the knowledge that I can control my thoughts and reactions is crucial." I mean, think about that. That's not just theory. That's a life changed by realizing you have more control than you think. So, here it is, your playbook summary. If you remember nothing else, remember these 4 things. 1. Your mind is trainable. 2. It's your beliefs about events, not the events themselves, that shape your reality. 3. Learn to spot your own counterproductive thinking traps. And 4. Build your mental strength with consistent mental reps day in and day out. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You have the playbook. You know the exercises. The only real question left is, what's the first mental rep you're going to do today? Will you hunt the good stuff tonight? Maybe try to reframe one small annoying belief? Whatever it is, the training starts right now.